This is what we call hater shit. There is no better term. Everywhere you go, you know? So when you find that shit, it's hard for me because I'm so traumatized by the mean people or like the people who are awful. Like, what do I mean by that? You guys have no idea. You have no fucking clue. Like, there was this one guy, I call him Decepticon. He straight up looks like the Terminator in an Allied security van. And he's like driving by, and like as he's driving, he's like looking like this. Look. So he's like driving, he's like, the car is moving, but in unison with the car moving, his head is going like this. You know? And like just staring like into you, like, whoa, bro, this shit was crazy. Nothing happened, you know, with it. It's just, they're intimidating. And when you constantly have no choice but to be on the defense, it starts like wearing on your soul, you know? Especially when you're like a nice person. Otherwise, like, you just want to say, back the fuck off, you know? It's just fucking treacherous. But yeah, that's my plan for today. I've never received, has anyone in the audience ever received cash benefits? I've never ever in my life received any sort of cash benefits. So I'm hoping that they could give us some cash benefits at the aid office when we go tomorrow. Because we have nowhere to live, and there's a motel right here that rents single rooms for $200 a week. So it's like just one single room, you know? It's not like an apartment, but still, I can't fucking take it anymore. And at least there I'd be able to decorate and sit down and do arts and crafts and like light candles everywhere and, you know, have more regular phone video chatting with my children and just stuff like that. Because this situation is incredibly difficult, you know, and I'm not an idiot. And I'm not, you know, challenged in any way. I'm incredibly intelligent and gifted in many different ways. So if I'm having such a difficult time, it really poses the question, what type of unrealistic expectation has society placed on the entire demographic of homeless people who are not educated, who have no idea what the fuck is going on in the world, you know, of technology or employment.
I suck at this thing.
And
was that her? I think that was her. Yes, I agree. Sally,
by continuing to allow these people to be ignored and, you know, cast out, what type of a war are we waging on each other and on ourselves? You know, there's going to come a time when people stop accepting being treated this way. I think for many it has already that began to deteriorate. And the amount of prosperous businesses dwindle down. When that happens, there's less law enforcement that goes to those areas. There's less of a police response that goes to those areas. There are strength in numbers when it comes to doing business in an underserved community. Remember that.
Is she using her Instagram as a mirror to do her makeup? Or does she have an extra, does she have a mirror?
From sitting in the tent, my shoulders are like haunching forward. I have to keep reminding myself. Don't make yourself little, Heather.
I feel ya.
Sit with good posture, extend your spine.
What is she doing?
I don't know what color to do.
I can't tell if she's on a downer or upper yet. I want to say a downer, but some uppers, they get really into things. And that's why,
something witchy.
like, she's doing her makeup and she's so into it.
I don't know why I've been feeling witchy the last like 3-4 days. I do believe in God. I have no idea where Xavier went. Oh, there he is. I found him.
Coffee too.
I like it. So yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna go to the library. I'm gonna log into that ABE or DHS or whatever the hell it's called and see if online they can give me cash or whatever. See if they do those WIC stamps or coupons or whatever the fuck they've done. I have not accepted aid like that since I was pregnant with my babies. So I have not been to an office like to accept aid. And I've never had cash. So pray for me that I get approved for the cash, whatever aid. And like I said, even if we get into a hotel room 2 weeks a month and Xavier has to literally stand in the street begging strangers for the other $200 a week, like, so fucking be it. Right, babe?
On Milwaukee. Right, babe.
On Milwaukee. So if you guys want, I want to put Xavier permanently at the Six Corners. I'm asking for sponsors. I'm passing out.
Six Corners.
I'm in Portage Park, Six Corners, passing out educational material. I really like this neighborhood. It's a family neighborhood. I like it to stay safe and drug-free.
You ain't got no family.
Except we have the cannabis right here.
Marijuana is not a drug. Marijuana is not a drug. Let's have this conversation. So you guys want to have a conversation? Let's fucking do it.
Wow.
How many times? Man, high on marijuana went out and started some problems? The answer is never. Never. Because if the man is high on marijuana, the man is relaxing in his house and he is eating snacks, you know, or maybe he's chilling in his car, cruising around with his friends or whatever. The last person that's going to pick a fucking fight is the man high on marijuana. The man high on cocaine, the man high on meth, the man high on, what other drugs are there? Mescalines. Whatever.
Speed.
Maybe those will be the guys that are causing problems. Am I right or am I wrong?
Speed freaks.
But they want to keep on fucking talking about marijuana like it's a problem. Marijuana has never been the problem. The problem has always been the targeting.
The U.S. government.
U.S. government. This motherfucker over here.
International States of America, no.
So we're using the Morphe palette. I don't even remember, Abby Roberts. And I'm doing 505 in my crease. I'm going to do a cut crease with some silver. And that's going to be that. I have no idea.
People just have a physical reaction to our attention. I think it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Xavier and I were talking about love languages today. He was like, you don't even care about my love language. I'm like, what is your love language? He's like, refuse to tell me. Oral sex is not a love language. I'm like,
ew.
Or maybe it is. Maybe it is for someone who's brainwashed, but it's definitely not my love language. And in a person who's survived sexual assault, you have to be very sensitive to that. A lot of you know my background with that. It's very fucked up. It's taken me a really long time to even get comfortable with Xavier or go to him for emotional support. Now it's like if he's not there because he's been so consistent with it, I feel like I literally melt like a stick of butter in the pan, like just all over the floor, like into a sad, like crying, like, oh my God, it's awful. Like I used to be so independent. Now he's gotten me so emotionally just comfortable with being supported. Oh my God. Well, I mean, I was by myself in the street. I was being assaulted and robbed. Like, it was terrifying. I'm not a street person. I'm from the suburbs. I have no fucking clue how to be a street person. They're trying to make me. I don't like it. I don't even know. I put my setting powder in there. Babe, can I have some paper towel, please?
Are you doing a Barbie girl thing?
No, I'm doing a cut crease. No, I can't. I mean, the climate changes like this. They put in a group of people who are so just awful. Morally, they have absolutely no values. Intellectually, they have no education, no people skills, no intelligence.
Someone said, did she say?
No, they're completely ignorant. They don't do fact finding. They don't gather fact. They don't care to gather fact. They have no idea what's going on, but they just sit there behind their keyboard, angry, ugly, and probably not being fed. Because who's mean? People who are not being paid attention to. People who have no love, who have no support. Or people who are being targeted. So I will receive several weeks of people being like, oh my God, this is so fucked up. We're totally on your side. We've gone through all your facts. And then literally without anything happening, nothing else changes. It's like those people are cut off and put into a group. And then they open it to some new people who are literally old people who just...
Do y'all see how she just switched up her attitude that quickly? Like she was like in a happy mood and now she's all...
uncreative, just awful rhetoric and narrative that you could ever even imagine. It's like, ill. You don't even get an A for effort. You get an F. An F for loser. I mean, I'm just kidding. But I'm not, though.
What?
I'm being dead ass.
Dead ass.
As mean as I am, like when someone is intentionally doing something to me, I am the sweetest person ever. And I'm really fucking tired of you guys. Not the ones of you who have been here, but the ones of you who I block and then you go create another account and come back. Go away. Like, why are you here? And the answer for anyone who's genuinely wondering is because they are desperately seeking to control the narrative. So if you guys are here on part of the investigative team, if people are desperately trying to control the narrative, understand that they need to control the narrative. Why? Because if you control the narrative, you're in charge of everyone's perspective around you, right? So
No.
And this is a higher level of thinking that most of the people in the comments are not gonna get or understand.
I watched it.
Just based on the hateful, what do I base that off of? I'm not trying to be rude. People who truly understand that, they're not in people's comments talking shit to them.
Oh my gosh.
So that's what I mean by that. If you're here in these comments talking shit, you probably won't get this. But at the end of the day, the point is, investing into situations always works out better than causing harm and detriment. And that's just all there is to it. Hold on, I have to get my setting powder.
No, she just had a head down.
No, it hasn't been 4 hours. No, it's 10 a.m.
It's been like 3 hours since we were going to leave.
Yeah, that's true. But then I decided we wouldn't go today. Did you Google another library location? Please?
Listening to the cars.
Whoa. That's a lot. That looks crazy.
But yeah, so the targeting's been really bad for Xavier and I lately. It started about 12 weeks ago. For anyone who's actually really been a fan, you guys know that Xavier and I usually get along wonderfully.
Really?
Like, he treats me like his baby, and he's just very nice to me and makes me feel safe. 12 weeks ago, Xavier put his hands on me for the first time. I know it wasn't him. You guys don't understand. We've been together 13 months. We've been pregnant together twice. Our first set of babies, twins, passed away at 5 months. I had to deliver them by hand in an Airbnb. It's been incredibly difficult. Incredibly difficult. So to know that a person has your back so hard and then all of a sudden is just gone and has been replaced with someone who is treacherous to deal with. Why are they treacherous to deal with? They're just mean. I don't know. He put his hands on me for the first time. Xavier would never, ever put his hands on me. He just wouldn't do it. He's a nice person. He's caring. He's compassionate. He's patient. Above all else. So usually Xavier, if you've been following me, usually Xavier would pack up my tent and all my supplies within like the first 10 minutes of us being up. We'd be ready to go. I help. I fold up the blankets, put them away. But it's like the new Xavier, whoever has like this nasty, nefarious hold over Xavier, he doesn't do shit. He's super lazy. And anytime I ask him for something, he just plays in his hair.
I used to comb my hair all day long.
I'm gonna piss somebody off, but I don't really care. It's the truth, it's the truth. You can't get mad at the truth.
And had a walkout porch. It was on like a really big hill.
That looks good.
It was near North Central College.
So for anyone who wasn't there Sunday, we went to go shoot the water shoot for the Elements shoot. If you guys don't follow my production page, go to GoPro Solo, ENT, and follow that page. I've been working on my art since I was a little girl. My medium has changed multiple times. So I've always kind of been very artistic and creative. But we were in Schiller Park. I was going out to see my children.
Oh, it looks bad. I hope that wasn't true. Someone said that
And drop off some groceries over.
Stalked and harassed women in Chicago. Is that true? Can someone confirm or deny?
There, and we get there. I drop off the groceries. I saw my kids briefly, dropped off the groceries. I don't know where we went out there in that area. The next day, we went to Schiller Park because there's a park there with a gazebo.
Did they know that you were savaged?
And that's what I'm telling them. And it's right outside the police station. So I felt safe. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, let's go there. There's also a fountain. So it matched the water theme for the photo shoot that I was shooting.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That was fun.
So we go out there. And literally within a few minutes of arriving, the cops show up. And I immediately, I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, look, it is 3 p.m. on a Sunday, a Sunday. We are sitting in a well-lit public park, minding our own business. We just arrived. Nothing has taken place. I'm like, are you harassing us? Are you following us? You know, what is it that you need? And the guy's basically fuck you, refuses to speak with me. I'm not talking, I'm talking to him, he says. And goes up to Xavier. And that's what they always do. They won't address me in any way because they know that they could feed Xavier with lies and bullshit and make him just go along with it. They'll take Xavier to the side and say something nasty or weird to him, and then all of a sudden he's scared to tell the truth. And to the body cam, he'll be like, yeah, they gave us resources, even though they most certainly did not. So I try to always look out for Xavier whenever I can. Sometimes they threaten to grab me, and I think that's what happened that day. So I'm like, no, you don't need to talk to him. I'm like, you can talk to me. I'm like, I have several lawsuits pending for harassment by various law enforcement agencies.
Oh, that's
I'm like, I also know a lot of good cops. If there's something you need to say, I'm very articulate, and we can discuss, whatever you need. I know, I saw. They're like, we're not talking to you. Fuck you, literally. Then the third cop, he was a shorter Hispanic guy. He goes, and this is on one of my videos on the water one. So I'm recording this. I'm recording content right now, but I'm working, so you'll have to come back. So, anyways, I'm laying there on I do the whole complete 5-hour water shoot. I'm on a conference call right now. So I'm working.
I'm here on a police matter right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm on a conference call, ma'am. Did I do something wrong?
Yes.
Okay, what was that?
You have all your property all over the public way.
No, I just have it right here. I'm not blocking the roadway in any way.
You can finish your conference call.
I'm not blocking the public in any way.
You're on the public way.
I'm not
You
obstructing.
are on a sidewalk.
Correct. And so since I pay taxes, it's legal for me to sit on the sidewalk.
Oh shit.
You're not sitting on the sidewalk. You're camped out on the sidewalk.
No, I'm not camped out on the sidewalk. I'm just sitting on the sidewalk.
Just because you just now or a few minutes ago took down your tent.
So if I get up and cross the street and sit down, am I camped out on the sidewalk?
You're camped out.
So if I move, so you're saying, so hold on, so you're saying that if I move, I'm still camped out and that I'm not permitted to sit down on the sidewalk.
Do you understand what's going on?
Officer Piccolo, PICC, Olo,
I'll write everything down if you want.
Jefferson Park,
Why do you
18th
want me to
District,
interrupt you? I'll write
blonde
everything
hair,
down for you. You're on
big with
camera,
glasses and a rectangle,
Oh my gosh.
white nail polish,
Yeah,
approximately
so-
5'6.5".
Please be careful on the weight.
I'm not going to guess your weight, ma'am, but you
She's so
sitting
cool.
over me is causing me an incredible amount of anxiety. If you wouldn't mind giving me another foot, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Anxiety? Do you need an ambulance?
No, I just need you to back up. I've done nothing wrong, and you're standing
I'm not
over
gonna
me.
shout. Because the bus is in
Would you mind moving a little to the right?
I do mind.
You're making me uncomfortable, and I'm communicating that to you in a very nice way.
And you're free to leave.
Okay,
And
would you
I'm
mind backing up so that I could gather my belongings and go?
In a nice way.
You're not.
So, I know
You're
the
absolutely
tension
not.
now, Okay?
This is what we've been dealing with. So anyways, Schiller Park, I do a complete photo shoot. They say, after me saying, I refuse to tell you what's going on, they say,
cosmetics.
your belongings, if they're here alone,
Someplace
a trash can will take them. I'm just warning you. Don't leave any of your photo shoot equipment here. Don't leave any of your clothing here. Don't leave anything here. So I'm like, okay, no problem.
I told her too much stuff.
Okay.
And they leave.
Oh, Xavier turned it off.
Anyways, back to Schiller Park. I'm doing a complete photo shoot. You guys can load it. I did it in real time, so I'm shooting in real time in Schiller Park.
Do you have the address?
The police who say, just don't leave your things there or it will be trashed, that are so full of shit. This is what they do. Listen to what they're doing. So they say the same bullshit. They're all being charged. Every one of these officers is involved in a corruption trap. Every single one of them. The ones that put their hands on me, not only do they lose their job, they go to prison. So I'm tired of being involved. It's not fun for me. I want nothing to do with it. I don't like proving over and over that we pay taxes to support law enforcement who treat people in ways that are inhumane. I don't like proving that. As a matter of fact, I just woke up to this fact within the last 3 years. So you can see this woman is literally standing 2 feet away from me. I've asked her very nicely to stand back. I've committed no, crimes or no violations of the law. She's by herself, literally towering over me while I sit here like this, talking to you and doing my makeup. This is a stranger to me. She's walked into my life 5 minutes ago, but she's already telling us we have issues, that we are violating the law sitting on a public sidewalk, and numerous other very, very offensive things within 5 minutes of meeting me. How do you walk up to someone on the street and tell them that there is something wrong with them? Excuse me, ma'am, you don't know me. I'm pretty sure you're and probably completely out of, the realm of what's normal and what's socially acceptable and also what's lawful. Because I have a printout from Chicago police that say, as long as we are not disrupting the walkway, we are not committing any crimes. So I have literally 6 or 7 different officers on video. If you guys want to go over my YouTube, and I'm going to tag that here in the comments as well. Literally 6 or 7 who have given me a printout saying you're doing nothing wrong as long as you are not obstructing the walkway. So as long as people can still get by, you are allowed to sit on the sidewalk, you are allowed to take breaks, you are pregnant, you are allowed to relax, you are allowed to do your makeup, you are allowed, man. You are not violating any laws. You are allowed. You are doing nothing wrong. You are allowed, right? So back to Schiller Park. This is basically what it is, except they're just really nasty. He goes, we get a sponsored pizza from Uno's, and he goes to pick up the pizza from Uno's. They literally wait for him to leave, approach me with gloves on, 3 of them. Put hands on me. This is all harassment. It's all going to be included in the lawsuit, every single part of it. Grab me, tell me I'm laying down in a fenceless position on my yoga mat, which I carry with me right here. Meditating, because meditating apparently is illegal now, you guys. How dare you use your brain or rest it? How dare you? Self-care. How dare you? But so yeah, I'm laying there in a defenseless position, meditating. And this man comes, he's probably 21 years old, if that. Get up right now. They all have gloves on. I go to a standing position. Again, I'm 14 weeks pregnant. Grabs me by my arms, slams me down on the ground. I'm sorry, are you a medical professional? Because what you're doing right now is violating my Health Insurance Portability Accountability Act. I don't even know this man. I met him 13 months ago. Everything you guys are discussing about me is weird. Well, why don't you deal with him away from me? Because the lies that he's telling about me are irrelevant. I don't know you. I don't want to know you. Anyway. So this is harassment, man. I would like to press charges.
Who does she not want to press charges on? I'm sure she wants to press
Charges. Would you mind filling out a complaint against yourself?
51,
It's not funny. I'm being completely serious.
I'm gonna arrest myself. Now, I don't know.
I mean, is that not your job?
You need to act your age.
If I were harassing innocent people on the side of the street, would I not be? You are right. You're not doing anything wrong. This is sick. This is sick. Add this all to the lawsuit. Of course, there are tons of places to go. We're doing nothing wrong sitting on the sidewalk, and I would like you to please back away from me while I pack up my belongings.
Yeah, sure.
Press charges.
How are you going to press charges?
Yes. My lawyer is Nick Albuquerque. Nick Albuquerque. In 2019, Nick Albuquerque was also included in some targeting where we were both used to convict corrupt police officers. And as we all know, CPD is the largest street gang in existence. So all of this has been very well documented beginning in 2015 when Detective David Shepard, was charged and convicted with sexual harassment against a witness. I have been included in these cases whether I want to be or not since 2015, and now I'm pregnant. So have you guys ever seen that Lululemon bag that says 90% of illness is stress-induced? So the way that our law enforcement here, who take home a paycheck to serve and protect, like to treat other humans, is apparently by chasing them around while they're halfway done with their makeup, insinuating that they have some sort of deficit, and then talking to their husband as if they're offering some sort of useful information when in actuality they're going through the motions using the stale rhetoric from 2012. We're in 2023. Do you need medical care, ma'am? You look a little swollen. We want to press charges, but she won't write a citation against herself. So I guess if you're a cop, you're allowed to break the law and harass innocent people, and there's nothing that we can do about it, right, society? We don't think that's right, do we? I mean, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Here's my biggest thing. If you're going to force me to continue to be a part of it and be affected by it, then why aren't you holding these people accountable on camera just as you're humiliating me on camera? Why don't you show the back end of this? Why don't you show more than just me being harassed? Why don't you restore people's faith in justice, in democracy, in society? Why don't you do that with the content? This is 8 years of harassment all on camera. And how much have we seen of what's been done in response? How many solutions have been posted? I mean, go through. I have one Heather GEE account. None of this is a charade for me. I'm not acting. I do want to press charges. I am being denied my right to press charges and citate this woman. So again, on camera, you have seen me here sitting by myself in a 3-foot area, if that, pregnant, fixing my makeup, being harassed by a stranger who claims to be law enforcement, standing over me, making fun of me, saying numerous ignorant things. You guys can hear it all, correct? Offering no resources, just running her mouth as per usual. And that's it. Like I said, it's fucking disgusting. I'm doing my makeup and giving an interview here saying I'm about to go to the library and print out my resume, use my 10 free prints, blah, 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 blah. I'm in the middle of a cut crease. I have my under eye baking. Like, I've been living this life for 4 years. What the fuck? If you think that you can do better, then by all means, please do. But if not, get off of my back. Thank you so much. Stop stalking me. Thank you so much. I don't want you around me. Like, I don't know what's difficult to understand about that. And I hope to God that someday one of these fucking losers finds themselves pregnant, which they won't because they're miserable and miserable to be around. But I hope that one of these days they find themselves pregnant and uncomfortable and needing to take a seat and fix their makeup. And instead of being embraced, they are harassed by law enforcement and they lose 100% faith in authority because that's where I'm at. So,
Just put makeup on. Your appointments are a minute. You guys have been here all day.
I'm not talking to you, ma'am.
So it's all
It doesn't matter. I haven't denied that, and it doesn't matter. No, I didn't. I said I'm not camped out.
So you
This is how the police look in Chicago. This is how the police look in Chicago. It's disgusting. It's truly disgusting. Don't you have murderers or rapists or anyone else to deal with?
That's where I was going when I saw you guys here earlier this morning.
Okay, so you decided to just stop me from doing my makeup rather than going and pursuing a rapist? Called on me for sitting here doing my makeup quietly. Okay, but we haven't been camped out for at least 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours ago. Which we were.
It's not allowed.
Yes, it is allowed. It is allowed, and I have a handwritten ordinance by 6 different officers stating that it is allowed. If it isn't allowed, why don't you give us a resource?
Can't.
So why don't you give us a resource?
And you're very loud.
Why don't you give us a resource?
I'm here to ask you guys to move along.
Do you see, this is the same thing every single time. There are no resources offered. There is an excessive amount of harassment. So where are they, ma'am? Do you think that any person would voluntarily, I don't deal with him. If you want to deal with someone, deal with me. He's clearly the weaker one. As I said, if there were some resources, then why don't you offer them?
I did.
You didn't. Where are they? I'll gladly take them here on camera.
On your conference call, I
Okay, you know what, ma'am? I apologize. I must have taken you wrong. I must have taken you wrong. Can you please hand me the resources?
do you not have an appointment?
I don't know. Can you please give me the resources that you're discussing?
And I'll ask you, do you guys need
Where are the resources?
Do you need a shelter?
Yes. Can you please give me one?
Then you go down to 5150.
Do you see this?
And there's a phone there that you can call Department of
That's a lie.
Service. No, it's not.
Yes, it
And
is.
they come pick you up.
That's a lie.
That is not a lie.
Yes, it is.
That's what they do.
Nope, they don't.
Yes. Well, if they're not picking you
How
up,
long have you been an officer here, ma'am?
maybe there's another reason
How long have you been an officer here, ma'am?
Maybe there's another reason why they
Can I ask how long you've been an officer here, ma'am?
5151 North Milwaukee. You call human
Can I ask what your professional experience is? Do you have any psychology experience? Human services? Social services?
phone. Call human
What's your background, ma'am?
Tell them all the belongings
You guys see how close this woman is walking up to me, right? When I've asked her, like, repeatedly. I'm literally sitting here doing nothing, doing my makeup. You guys see my makeup half done? Literally, drinking a coffee, sitting here peacefully. This is an abandoned CVS. It's been shut down for about 10 years. And this is how wide the sidewalk is. Get a license plate. So, literally, this nice person here came out and gave us free Danish and coffee. Said nothing about leaving. There's no mess here. You see, there's no trash anywhere. Everything here is nicely cleaned up. Xavier, is that your paper towel? Can you please clean up your paper towel? Thank you so much. And unlock the bikes. So yeah, it's pretty trashy. It's pretty sad. It's pretty despicable. But we definitely need something new because this is not working for anyone. Now, if this is the way law enforcement is treating someone who looks like me, what do I mean by that? Someone who's not dirty, someone who's not injecting, someone who is not addicted, and they feel so compelled to treat me this way. Imagine how they're treating people who are just out here like dying literally. Like, this is sick. I'm in the middle of my makeup, so don't judge me. I'll show you guys the finished product, but this is what
Dude.
children to babysit. It is not my job to parent and babysit the world. It is not my job. It is not my job. It is not. How do you think that morally, ethically, or lawfully this is acceptable? And this is the only response that I've gotten. The only response that I've gotten. So that's why, yes, I will back up internal affairs over whatever this is. Any fucking day. Because as I said, if I, a person who has a college education, no matter what, I clean myself up, I'm pregnant. Look at this. if me sitting here doing my makeup, minding my own business is getting this response from law enforcement, as I said before, imagine the abuses that they are able to do to other people who don't have a cell phone or can't go live or can't get the word out. So that's really what happened in this country, is that it's never been a perfect system. It's been a very flawed system. It's just that the people who are the biggest bullies, the law enforcement, they do it to people with no voice. They do it to people with no papers. They do it to people with criminal records. I don't have any of that. No criminal record, a great voice, the ability to articulate, an education. So now what? And at the end of the day, that's where the conversation ends every single time.